A very good morning, everybody. So, how are you today? I hope you are in good spirits and you are good to go. Yeah. So, yesterday, when we were talking about language development, so then we covered in chapter 1, I'll do a quick review. In chapter 1 or lesson 1, we did about the pyramid, as I showed you. In lesson 2, we spoke about, okay, I will talk a little bit about the pyramid also, just as a quick brush up. So the pyramid, the base of the pyramid, we have what, followed by the upper layer, which is where, who, the layer above that is where, then when, then why, and finally how, which is a excuse me, conglomerate of, or which is a combination of all of the lower layers. So there are ways of teaching a child how to answer a what question. And then in chapter 2, in lesson 2, we started with how do we teach a child how to do a what question. So first, get the child to answer in one word, then get the child to answer in 2 words, followed by 3 words, and so on. First, a simple picture, followed by a complex picture. So this is what we did in our lesson 2. And then you put it into grammatically correct sentences, followed by the complex picture where you have verbs introduced. What is so and so doing? So first, grammatically incorrect sentences: washing clothes. Okay, auntie washing clothes. Okay, next one, auntie is washing clothes. And then description about the picture. So auntie is wearing green dress, or whatever, like that. So showing a child a picture and asking the child to actually rote learn and repeat behind you. A lot of parents have this apprehension and they ask me, what is going to work out if we are going to give the child rote learning of certain pictures? Now here's the point. When we've given enough rote learning around enough number of pictures, which means 100 plus, the child's brain automatically picks up on patterns. So it says that for milk, I'm using the word drink. For this flowy water, I'm using the word drink. For this, maybe juice, I'm using the word drink. So when something like, maybe a buttermilk or nimbu pani comes up, automatically he's seeing it's flowy, so he's saying drink. This is at a very basic level. I've given an example. Similarly, for complex sentences also, the brain begins to get the pattern sorted when we have done enough pictures and begins to put the right word behind the word to convey like it is supposed to be done. So that is why initially the rote learning is important. Later on, the brain begins to figure out and begins to speak in correct sentences, drawing the knowledge from the previous sentences as learned in the previous situation and putting it in apt situation and answering. But all of this happens only when we have given enough pictures and enough exposure for the brain to begin to learn automatically on its own. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen with 5-7 pictures. It requires effort. But all you have to do as a parent is show pictures, talk about it, get them to repeat behind you, and then ask them to say the whole picture or describe the whole picture in their words with practice and repeated practice. And then when you show a similar kind of picture but a different picture, so say for example you taught sentences on apple and then you showed a banana, so if you've given enough practice, the child will replace appropriately. And that's when, if the child is saying this is apple, apple is red, now he begins to say this is banana, banana is yellow. So like this. So, but you have to give enough practice. So now here was a review on our lesson 2, what. Now we move to lesson 3. Once you've mastered what to a reasonable extent, a child can look at a picture and say, this is picture of mall, or maybe this is mall, uncle going up, auntie going down, looking at the escalator. Small sentences, 3 to 4 word phrases, if a child can say looking at a picture, it's good time to go on to the next category, which is who. So now I will show you how to go about teaching the concept of who. First of all, before we even look into the book, who as a concept must be done actually on a practical ground. So when you have somebody ringing your doorbell, immediately involve the child and say, who is on the door? And then give the answer, milkman on the door. Then who is sitting? Daddy is sitting. Who is eating? Grandfather is eating. Who is jumping? The dog is jumping. So the child begins to the child begins to replace the word who with the person in concern when something is showed. And this is when, in context, the meaning of who gets developed. So you start not even with pictures, but you start with you start with real people and do a lot of who. Who is on the road? Girl is on the road. So if there's somebody walking on the road, so who is walking on road? Girl is walking on road. Like that. Okay, now for teaching who, you could use pictures like these. So who is sleeping? Boy is sleeping. Then also inculcate a concept of what in between. What is boy having? Boy is having pillow and quilt. So then who is standing? Girl is standing. Who is sitting? Boy is sitting. Who is teaching? Teacher is teaching. Okay, like this. So you can do, these are just random pictures picked up from anywhere. These can be used and you can pick up pictures. A very good tip I can give you about picking up pictures. Generally, we give to the, we give away the books, the ones which we don't need, to the junk collector. We call kabadi in Hindi. So we give away all of that to the junk collector when the session is over. Yeah, and the kid has outgrown those books, or maybe we give to somebody. If you have given to somebody, is great. Then don't use them. But if you have to give it to the junk guy just for a handful of money, a better thing to do with those books is cut out the pictures. Cut out the pictures, because those will become the learning ground for your child. So you will say, who is making roti? Daddy is making roti. Who is standing next to fridge? Or maybe that's the where category, so we'll talk about it later. Who is wearing pink skirt? So mummy is wearing pink skirt. Okay, so like this. Who? Okay, no, that one will be a little more complex. Let me pick up a simpler picture. Yes. Who is holding umbrella? Girl is holding umbrella. So like this, you do a lot of who pictures, random pictures. Who is walking? Girl is walking with boy or brother. Okay, who is holding umbrella? Girl is holding umbrella. Who is wearing raincoat? Boy is wearing raincoat. So you do a lot of who around a lot of pictures. These are all random pictures picked up from random books, and it has been created into a booklet for kids to learn. And you can do just that. So then who is washing hands? Girl is washing hands. Who is on the swings? Girl is on the swings. Like this. So when you've done enough of who is when you will now move on to the next category, which is where. We will talk about where in our next video. Until then, procure the pictures from wherever you can Internet is the best source. You can pick up pictures from Google, just take a print, start working with the kid, ask a lot of questions. Teach the kid to answer in grammatically correct sentences, just like I said in lesson 2 about what. First, two-word sentence, two-word phrase. Two-word sentence doesn't exist. It's a two-word phrase, then three-word phrase, then four-word incorrect sentence, and five-word grammatically correct sentence. So slow and steady. And feed the information, praise a lot. Don't make it like a burden for the kid. Sit down, you have to work, everybody speaks, you must speak. Kid will freak out and we will lose the kid's interest, and we absolutely can't afford that. So a much better approach to do it would be, wow, see what mama got. Let's do this. Yes. And the kid is happy. And then you start off with, what is mama doing? Mama is washing clothes. Who is holding purple shirt? Girl is holding purple shirt. Who is putting orange shirt in washing machine? Mama is putting orange shirt in washing machine. What is mama putting in washing machine? Mama putting orange shirt in washing machine. So many questions from random pictures from anywhere. Just get creative, get pictures and teach your children. And like I like to end by saying, may each kid win.